Hello there, I am Helen Sattler, your destiny helper, and I'm coming again. I pray that you had an awesome Christmas. It was a splendid Christmas, even though I had to work. And I thank you so much for the many sentiments that came to me during the Christmas season. I want to come to you. I've been having emails, very desperate emails, of many of you that are coming out of narcissistic families. And you are saying, what is it? Why am I the scapegoat? Why is my family blaming me? Why is my family dividing themselves from me? I don't know what to do. I've been dealing with this all my life. Now I am with a narcissist. A narcissist. When you are born in a narcissist family and you're raised by narcissistic parents, a lot of time you're being groomed for a narcissist. And a narcissist knows the beacon of a person who has been raised up in a narcissistic family. You give off certain frequencies, you give out certain vibes, you easily impute it into their relationship because of desperation. People that are raised up in narcissistic family usually are love hunters. They're looking for emotional stability. They're looking for emotional completion. They're looking for emotional satisfaction. And many of them have been destitute, especially if you are the scapegoat. When you're the scapegoat, you have been groomed for a narcissist frequency, and you become a beacon for that frequency. And a lot of times what happens is the narcissists pick up, because usually in a narcissistic family there is born an empath. One of the children is usually an empath, and an empath go by feelings, they go by emotions, they can pick up things, they have great perception of people, of their emotions, especially their pain. They are pain, how can I say, inceptors. They can pick up when a person is in pain. I mean, they are better than a diagnosis of a doctor. They know pain, they pick it up, they travel with that frequency, and they try to answer that pain. They try to be the healer, they try to be the resolution, they try to be the answer. And this is why a narcissist love empath, because an empath will wear themselves out trying to be the resolution for someone's problems, someone's hurt, and someone's pain. And so when you're raised up in a narcissistic family, a family where you were the scapegoat, the family where you were always the outsider, trying to work your way in, where you're trying to push your way in, you will do anything, and you end up becoming a people pleaser. You end up having people addiction, because you are trying so much to be accepted, because you were not the golden child. The golden child can do anything wrong, and in order to have a golden child, you have to have a scapegoat. Now, if you're the only child, you're either the golden child or the scapegoat. But when you have a scapegoat, usually there is a golden child. And the golden child make the scapegoat more prevalent, because the golden child usually do things knowing that they're not going to be blamed for it. No, they don't have to be responsible for it, but they do things. And the parent of the golden child usually never go to the golden child when they're wrong. They always go to the scapegoat. And the scapegoat get blamed. The glass can fall in the second room. The scapegoat is in the kitchen. But the moment the parent hear that, they go from wherever they are to the kitchen, even though the devastation is in another room. Somehow psychologically with the scapegoat is everything they wish they were, everything they wish they could do. So they take all of their sentiment, all of their desires, and put it on the golden child, put it on the golden child. So the golden child has to live out their fantasies, live out their life. So the golden child never have their life. They never have any say so, other than when they get blame, they say they didn't do it, they believe them no matter what. It's almost like a spell goes on the parents. But the golden child loses their life. They lose the right to choose, the right to be, the right to become. And even when the parents die, with the scapegoat, they usually don't leave anything or the very least of things. And the golden child gets everything because they never have any sentiment toward the scapegoat. You got to remember, narcissistic parents, they are narcissists. Narcissists cannot love. Narcissists never look on the inside for faults. They look on the outside for blame. And they are perfect to themselves because they live in a non-reality world. And the scapegoat exists in that the world, the real world, which they reject if it comes against them. So the scapegoat is the person who get blamed for everything. The scapegoat, they look at the reason their life is not the way it's supposed to be is because the scapegoat lives, the scapegoat exists. If the scapegoat dies, a lot of times the parents do not grieve over the scapegoat. As a matter of fact, they see the resolution to a problem. The scapegoat growing up usually get abused, usually get neglected. It's just female. They are the Cinderella. They are the Cinderella that serve everybody else, and vice versa. If it's the male, they're the slave. They serve everyone else. They don't have a life to live. They'll wake them up in the night to go serve them. The scapegoat does. And they'll wash the clothes, so they have an in-home maid. They get neglected. They get the least attention. And then when they do get attention, it's always, I wish I hadn't had you. Why you have to be that way? Why can't you listen to me? Why can't you be like your brother? Why can't you be like your sister? So they have already grown up, groomed for the narcissist who's looking for someone who feels depleted, who's looking for someone that they can pull in easy because they're looking for holes in the lives of individual, and they will try to fill them. And then for the first time, a scapegoat get all of this attention from the narcissist. The narcissist love bomb them. The narcissist make them feel whole. They tell the narcissist their story. The narcissist seem they have all the answers. The narcissist give their total focus to this scapegoat. And for the first time in their life, someone paid attention to them. Someone gave value to them. Someone really care about them. They go head over heel. Now you got to remember the scapegoat, especially if they're an empath, they are loyal to pain. They are loyal to the situation. A scapegoat, even if they're not an empath, have grown up with a narcissistic family. They've learned to endure pain. They've learned to endure torture. They've learned to endure hardship. So now when the scapegoat grows up, they're used to what the narcissist, when they come in devaluation, gaslighting, word salad. And see, in the beginning, when the narcissist love bomb them and pull them in because they're the new supply. Remember with the narcissist, the new supply is perfect. There's no fault with the new supply. The narcissist could be 89 pounds. The new supply could be 550 pounds. That narcissist see no failure in that individual. That narcissist see them perfect. Finally, for whatever time they're love bombing that specimen, they see somebody that what they was looking for. And most of you who are with the narcissist will tell you that I've been looking for love. I never found love, and now you're the one I love. Because the narcissist has this gaping hole that is never filled. If they're married, it's never filled. If they're not married, it's never filled. They can have 1,000 relationships. Out of 1,000 relationships, you never found anyone that could fulfill that need. Why? Because a narcissist doesn't love. The narcissist love definition is giving them their way when they want it. And even if you gave them everything they want, you will be discarded. You will be devaluated because their attention span is not kept. They're easily distracted, and they're distracted by desire. They're distracted by cravings. They're distracted by lust. They're distracted by their emotions. They're distracted by jealousy. If you have some characteristics that the narcissist does not have. The narcissist get jealous because all of the goodness, all of the greatness, all of the power, anything that has any credit, they give esteem to character person. They feel like that belongs to them and not you. So what the narcissist does is love bomb you in. The love bomb phase usually take between 3 to 6 months. I've known some people that I've had in my sessions have even been love bombed 8 months, 12 months, but there have been devaluations in the midst of that. There have been gaslighting in the midst of this. You remember the first 3 months, the first trimester of the relationship with a narcissist is one of the most potent part of the relationship. All of their attention goes to you. When you call, they will leave a meeting, excuse me, come out of the meeting and give attention to you. If you need them, they're going to try to be there. That's when the gifts comes. That's when the motivation comes, the inspiration comes. That's when everything you need comes within that 3 months. The narcissist for the first trimester is the most powerful trimester of a relationship with the narcissist. With the woman who's pregnant, it's the most vulnerable. And that's the way it is with the narcissist. Everything they need to hook for you in that relationship, and that relationship from that love bombing is supposed to take care of the total relationship. And so that means how they love bomb you is going to secure, whether it's 25 years later, 30 years later, 50 years later, what do you remember? You remember the first 3 months, the first time you talked to them, the first time they held you, the first time they loved you, the first time they made love to you, the first time you cried and they were there for you. They seem to have all of these emotions. Little things start seeping out and then coming through the mask, but you are so caught up and in what they're doing, mesmerized by what they're doing until you excuse the things you see because they seem so perfect. They seem like the person that you've always wanted, the man you've always wanted, the woman you've always wanted. The narcissist is trained usually, and when they're young and they don't know what they are yet, but they're displaying that, then they are learning. But when you get a narcissist that has some skill, they are dangerous because with all of these personalities, with all of these discards, with all of these devaluation, with all of these hoovers, they come back. So you've been the scapegoat that have been groomed for the narcissist, groomed for the situation. You get totally mesmerized by this narcissist and you are devoted to them. It's like you have been hypnotized by them, and the hypnotism, it brings you into a disarray against everybody else, but a devotion to the narcissist because this is your dream. They can't do wrong. So you start treating the narcissist like your parents treated the golden child because all you have is that experience. So the narcissist now become the golden prize and you still the scapegoat. So when the narcissists come against you because of what you went through with your family, it's in remembers in the back of your mind. It pulls that back to the forefront. This is what you're used to. So it doesn't seem like anything is wrong with it. You've always been devalued. You've always been discarded. You've always been abandoned. You've always been rejected. So the narcissist is giving you a little bit more than what you're used to. And so you're thinking this is a normal relationship. If you had a normal relationship with somebody loving you and caring for you, many of you would know how to treat it. You would say that they were weak, that they don't really love you. Why? Because you have not redefined and recalibrated your mind, recalibrated yourself to your authentic self. And so you're acting out of what has been given you, the way you've been raised in your family. That is your definition of love. That is your definition of care. That is your definition of family. So that definition of family is what you're used to. That's what you're comfortable with. And so people tell you to leave the narcissist because of the things he's doing, the things she's doing. They're cheating. But you are the scapegoat with the scapegoat mentality. It is meant for other people's problems to be laid on me. So when the narcissists come in and lay all of their burden on you, you feel comfortable even though you feel pain. You have learned to get used to pain. You have learned to tolerate pain. And one day when you wake up, you done went through so much until it's done. You done get around people who talk about love. You done get around people who experience love. And then your love that you're receiving seems so awkward. And then you start asking questions as if it's not you. And then you find out there is a whole life that you're missing. There is a whole definition of love you never received. And then finally you start craving something you never had that reminds you of the experience of the 3 months, the 6 months, the love bombing. The love bombing is the closest thing you ever got to love. And that's the way they're talking. But now your narcissist is different. Your narcissist is telling you how crazy you are, how you are overburdening them, how you are harassing them, how you are hunting them down and they have no freedom. That used to be okay. But now it's not okay because you're waking up. When you wake up to your authentic self needs love, real love. And your authentic self will not allow this to continue because you have been groomed when you have been raised in a narcissistic family. The mother was self-centered, the father was self-centered, and some of you have been so unfortunate until both parents was narcissists. They didn't care about each other and they don't care about birthing what they birthed. And now they're fighting. They never loved each other. They never loved you. But the golden child comes out and you're the scapegoat. And because the golden child is only a mirror of themselves, an expression of what they wanted in themselves, and they put that on the golden child. The golden child have their bondage, their pain, but it's different from you because they seem like they got everything, but they don't have a choice. They didn't care about your choice. As long as you stayed away, as long as you didn't bother them, as long as you did what they told you to do, then you were fine. But you can't live like that as an adult. Slave is illegal in both worlds. The spiritual world, come on, under God, and the natural world. But in the satanic world, slavery is your ticket. Bondage is your ticket to hell. And what God wants you to do is come out of hell. He wants you to experience heaven, experience life, experience growth, know true love. And many of you, as you're listening to me talk, has never had it because you went from a narcissistic family to a narcissist. And many of you are afraid to leave. You've never been on your own because you went from your mom's house to the narcissist. And that's the only home you've known. That's the only life you've known. And now you're being challenged with a different priority because things have been redefined. It's not the same. Your desires is not the same. And so when you growing up in life, growing up in emotion, growing up in desire, now you are desiring the redefined thing. And it doesn't make sense because you don't have it. And the narcissist can't give it. And you start your craving. But this is a different kind of craving. Stop condemning yourself because you were raised in a narcissistic family. You were groomed for that pain. You got the narcissist. He does not give you any retreat for life. He don't give you any leeway for life. He's always making sure there's a tear in your eye. Many of you are so beautiful, so handsome, but the narcissist will not tell you that because they're jealous of your beauty. They're jealous of your handsomeness. And many of you are super intelligent, super gifted. The narcissist is jealous of your gifting, jealous of your intelligence. And so they spend so much time making sure you don't get ahead, you don't thrive. The gift could help the house. It could help the children. There's money with your gift. You can explode in the marketplace, but you've been broken down and torn down so much until you grieve every day. You're sick in your body. You're taking Tagamet because of acid reflux and because of high blood pressure, diabetes, and because all these things are happening, gas in your stomach, intestinal issues, headaches, migraine, vision problem, backache, leg ache, you can't sleep, you have insomnia, you just, no matter what time you go to bed, you're always tired. You've been tired for years. You almost overdosing on supplements because you're trying to get strength and energy. Honey, it's not what you're not getting, it's who you are connected with that is sucking all the life out of you, sucking all of the energy out of you, sucking vision, sucking desires, that every time you rise up, he sucked that out, because to keep you where you should be, you have to not ever discover your authentic self. You are powerful, you are mighty, but you are in love with a narcissist. And you don't know how to pull away. You don't know how to leave. And some of you can't leave. There are children involved. Don't ever just get up and leave with your children. That's called abduction. And the courts will hold you liable for that. What do? Every day, a little bit at a time. You work with your mind. You don't work with your escape. You work with your mind. You build your mind. You get around positive people because you never had it. Get around encouragement. It's going to seem strange at first. When people compliment you, it seems like it's not true. It can't be. They can't be talking to me. But we are. You're beautiful. You're awesome. You're wonderfully and fearfully made. And you are a threat to what you're connected to. Why do they work so hard to keep you down? And some of you have been down so long, 30 years, 40 years. Give us the time that you gave them. Listen to these videos every day. My daughter, Dr. Carmen Bryan, go on her video, Dr. Carmen Bryan. She's a narcissist specialist, and she is a licensed therapist, and she's good. She's one of the best there is, not only in Washington, under the sun. She's that good. Talk to her. See if she can help you. Get the referrals she has. For those of you who are Christian, get your prayer life back. Get your Bible reading time. Change your mind. Get positive books. Look at positive programs. If you do this for 90 days, 21 days is a habit. You could break a habit. Go 90 days, then go 120 days. It's a lifestyle. When you go up to a year of continuum, it's hard to break it. It's hard to interface with it with alternates. It's hard to distract it. Let's build you one day at a time. You've been groomed as the scapegoat. You've been groomed as the narcissist. But you can be groomed into your authentic self. It takes 4 times as much time as it took to break you down. So to build you up takes more time. 13 words positive to every negative word. Give us the time. It takes more time. So those of you who have escaped or been discarded and you're hurt, you weep every day. You cry every day. You can't sleep. You can't eat. Get to a group of people that are positive. Go to the library. Go to the museum. Go to the aquarium. Go where there's people. Go to these places. Get in school. Occupy your mind. Get with your children and love them. Every way you wanted to be loved. That's how you love them. How you wanted the narcissist to love you, that's how you love them. Put your energy in something that can return. I pray this video blessed you. You have been groomed, baby. Narcissist family groomed you for who they are. Narcissists. And that's why you meet one after the other. You got to demagnetize, because your frequency is to call a narcissist and override everybody else that can really love you. That's not the frequency. Your frequency was raised in a family that guaranteed your pain and guaranteed a continuum of that pain. Let's stop it. Let's put our minds together. Put our time together. Get these videos. Watch them over and over. And when you get so tired of watching them, you don't want to see another, plug it in. Watch it over and over and over and over. If we're going to cause pain, let's cause pain that is going to get it right. Well, I pray that these videos bless you. especially this one. Those of you who have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like and share the page. It would be such a blessing. I want to wish you a happy new year. May 2020 be the best year and show you who you are. May the love that you crave and always wanted meet you at the gates of your heart and at the doors of your mind. Love you. I'm Helen Sadler, your destiny helper.